So we're going to be doing the Ninja 400 oil change. This is my first go at it, so bear with me. I just hit 900 kilometers or close to it. The reason I'm changing a bit earlier is because well, I've been pushing the bike a bit harder than it should be, so I thought I'll go a bit earlier. I'm going to be using the K&N 303 filter. It's for the Ninja 300, but according to the model number, it should fit on here as well. I'm using the semi-synthetic oil, which is recommended for the first couple thousand kilometers, or even for the first couple thousand miles, just because it's not as strong as the full synthetic, or as people call it, the dyno oil. Anyway, so what you want to do is take off only the left bottom panel. As you can see, there's an Allen there. I already took it out. There's one there, same one, and then there's a little bit of a bigger one that connects right in there. So that one there. And the reason you only want to take one side off is because that's just where the nut is for the drain plug. Sorry, as you can see, it's in there. So there's really no point of taking the other side off. So once that's off, you'll have to undo this clip. It's exactly like the Ninja 300, so where you do both sides. Maybe I can do it with my hand. Let me just have a go. Nope. Damn it, let me grab something. And I'm doing all this before I actually drain oil, because what I do is I take all this off and then I let the bike run. Damn, I think I might have to do this with two hands. Anyway, once I take this off, I'll show you. I'll let the bike run for 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, just so it heats up a bit while this is off, obviously. And then I'll let it cool down just for a couple minutes. The reason I do this is to make the oil a bit thinner. That way you get all the oil off the piston heads and whatnot, so it's easy, so it drains out more. I'll take this shit off now and I'll get back to you guys. Give me a sec. Pop it up. And then it should just pop out. There you go. Alright, so now that that's off, it should just come apart. I think it should. I mean, if it's anything like the Ninja 300. Let me just give it a go. I can see where those inserts are right there. I'll put it. Well, I'll get back to you. I'll pause it. There you go. It's really light pull. It just basically falls off a lot easier than the Ninja 300. And now you can see the drain plug is visible. So now I'll turn the bike on and let it idle for a few minutes to heat up. As you saw, it had 3 levels on the temperature gauge, which is perfect. And now we'll let it rest for a couple minutes. So on this next part, you want to get somewhere for the oil to lay in. There's 2 litres in there, so you don't need anything too big. A cloth, just in case falls around the place, and a socket set. This looks like, I don't know, I think a 17. Nope. Oh wait, yep, 17. Take note, because the bike is hot, it's going to be a bit tougher to take off the oil filter. So just take note, if it's a bit hard, give it a few more minutes and it should loosen up. I recommend for the oil filter an oil wrench. It wraps around the filter and you just pull it, because as you can see, this is a stock filter, so it doesn't have the little nut like the K&N filters do. Yeah, it's still pretty hot, so we'll get to this one now. Got that loose. It had like a big snap. I don't know if I should be doing it just yet because it is a bit hot and I don't want to get anything on the pavement. Just one second. Alright. I'll slowly loosen it up. Like I said, it's best to wait, you know, a good 10 minutes after the bike's been warmed up for the oil to, because it is going to get really hot. The reason you want it so hot is because it thins out. So when you do finally drain it, it doesn't leave anything else inside. But the problem with this, there is going to be a bit of a build-up in pressure. So it might fly a bit forwards, which is a problem because I don't want to get any all over the floor. Okay. Seems we're very close. As you can see, the oil is actually pretty clean. And this is from me, yeah, it's pretty clean. And this is from someone that's been, you know, redlining it and really going forward with it. I don't want to pull it out too much just yet because of how small this can is. I don't know if it's going to go over or not. Close, but not bad. Well, I thought it was clean, but it looks pretty dirty. So I'll let that drain and we'll see where we go from there. So after about 30 minutes of trying to get this oil filter off, as you can see, I have the filter wrench, and there should be another one here somewhere. There you go. I had to use the big ass wrench and should be coming off now. There you go. This is why I prefer K&N, because I hate dealing with shit like this. At least, come on. Just straight more forwards. Sometimes when you remove the filter, there'll be as you can see, more oil coming out from the actual drain plug. That's normal. It's just pressure being released. And there you go. As you can see, there's the stock filter. It's a bit fucked up from when I was pulling it apart. Not too bad. But yeah, the oil is actually worse than I first thought. As you can see, it's pretty dark. It's not too bad, but for 900 kilometers, it's pretty bad. Okay. Usually what I do now is I get someone to help me. Like I get someone to look down here as I tip the bike a little bit over to the side where the plug is. So if the plug, as you can see, it's on the left side of the bike, I'll tip the bike a bit to the left just so I can get all the oil out. And once that's done, I'll show you what I'll do after that. Grab a couple of hand towels or cloths. I don't use tissue paper, as tissue paper leaves small particles. Like, you know, what I do with these is I just clean the area, like inside where any dirt might be trapped, just around, just like that. Make sure everything's nice and clean. Same with the oil filter, wherever it was. Okay, as you can see, just make sure I get everything from out of there. Alright. I like to get some fresh new oil. I like to just rub it around the insert. I like to do the same with the oil filter. It's not really necessary. It is necessary when putting it directly on the oil filter, but I like to just go around the connection anyway. I find this just helps it come off next time a lot easier. And as you can see, it picks up. I still got a bit of dust in there, bit of bullshit. But yeah, I thought I cleaned it up good enough. I guess not. Oh yeah, I can see it. See up there? So you don't want to miss any of this stuff, guys. As you can see that gunk up there. See that? Make sure that's all cleaned down, smooth as possible. So as you can see, I missed some. You guys do not want to miss any dirt. Let me just quickly clean that up. Okay, so now unpack the new oil filter. Break it off. It's a bit hard doing all this one-handed. I'll pause it. I'll get back. Okay, so once the new oil filter is unpacked, you can see it's already got grease on it. That does not matter. What you got to do is, I like to clean this inside bit first. You can see the little dust particles in there. I like to clean that off. I don't clean the grease around the washer, that little rubber band. I don't clean that. I don't touch that. I just clean the grease that's in the inside. Once that's done, then I like to get some more oil and put it around that little rubber band. So some fresh brand new oil, just rub it like this on top, all the way around, making sure it's really greasy, and then I just put it back on the bike. Okay, so as you can see, it's back on the bike. What I like to do, because I'm sure most of you won't have the K&N oil filter, so hand tight is good enough. Just tighten it as much as you can with your hand, and that's good enough, because it's only it only needs about 17 newton meters of torque, so that's all. That's just hand tight. But if you do have the K&N, just get yourself a socket and just slightly tighter. It doesn't have to be tight at all. It's just just enough to hold it in place. That's the reason it's got the whole seal and stuff, so it'll be fine. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to get the slump plug, so the oil plug that you first took off. You want to give it a good clean, make sure there's no dirt anywhere, and then the same thing as the oil filter, you want to oil the fuck out of it. So you want to get some brand new oil and just rub it around the washer and rub it around the actual threads. Okay, when tightening the slump plug or the oil nut, don't want to go too tight. Like I said, hand tight. Yeah, just you've seen how much hard to unscrew it for the oil to actually start leaking, and that's hot as well, so it doesn't have to be tight at all. Alright, now the fun part, putting in the new oil. Since we replaced the filter as well, as you can see that beautiful K&N filter in there, we'll be putting about 2.1 litres to 2 litres, which is recommended in the manual. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put about 1.8 litres, check the levels, let the bike run for a bit, and then from there I'll adjust the add if I need to, and yeah. So let's do that now. So I had I had 4 litres, and now I have 2.2 around there, and it's showing that it's good. I think it still needs a bit more, but I'll show you how to check that. You got to make sure the bike is upright. So it's going to be a bit tricky, but I'll try my hardest. So when the bike's upright, the little oil thing should fill in the center. I don't know if you guys can see that. But as you can see, it's brand new oil, nice and yellow, and directly in the center. So once you get that, what you want to do is you want to start the bike, leave it on for a couple of minutes, turn it off, and check the oil again, and then adjust from there. It should drop oil, because currently there should be no oil in the actual oil filter. So once the oil gets inside the oil filter, you'll have to put in another 200 mil or so, something like that. And yeah, so let's start her up, see how she sounds. This is also a good time to check for any leaks. Okay, If there is leaks, it will most likely come from the oil filter. So let's see. Seems to be running well. We can go off and turn off the bike. Now we'll give her a couple minutes to cool down, and then we'll recheck the oil and adjust from there. Like I said, the oil should drop by about 200 mil. So yeah, so just add some, and yeah, that's it pretty much. Just put those bottom plates back on and you're done. And that's how to do an oil change in a Ninja 400 2018. Peace.